Gift of Parthax tries to be more than a top-down shooter, thanks to a very interesting combat system of magic, but it just can't quite square the circle in terms of making it engaging with the rest of its gameplay. The story follows that you are a wizard who has been forced into gladiatorial games in trying to avenge your friend who has been severely injured. Doing so requires you to go into a variety of arenas based on various seasons, which determine enemies and what's going on. The twist of Gift of Parthax is how the magic is done. You have complete freedom to define what spells you have access to with a limit of 4. You're going to see that in a few seconds with me starting out with just a basic fire spell. Completing the various arenas and surviving unlocks new spells which you can then put on. And the spell variety is pretty good. You'll get a trap spells, you can summon enemies, you can even rain down death from above using a meteor. Now, where things go beyond that is with the rune system. How it works is after each mission, you'll earn gold and resources that you can use to buy runes. The runes are categorized based on what unit they fit into or what spell kind, and then they apply additional modifiers, such as a possible chance for burn, more projectiles, things along those lines. The more of the same rune you put onto a spell will give it a greater chance of proccing. And you have freedom to do this with any one of your spells, and there's some very decent variety in terms of what you can and can't do here. And now a quick shout out to the supporters over on patreon.com/GWBycer. Unfortunately, despite the interesting rune system, Gift of Parthax doesn't quite know what to do with it. The basic gameplay is on the simplistic side here, as enemies have one basic strategy, which is just run at you or spit, as you can see. Because the arenas are fixed, it means that you really don't get a chance to experiment too much in terms of the various spells. You have the linear campaign, so because everything is locked to campaign progression means that you're not really given the chance to experiment all that much. The game comes with the confusing inclusion of a permadeath mode, which, considering how hard some of these arenas can get or how chaotic, seems like it would not be the wise choice. From a control standpoint, I noticed that the game was a little bit cumbersome. The animation that lets you cast a spell prevents you from selecting another spell, which each spell has a respective mana cost as well as cooldown period. So there were cases where I would use a spell and I would hit the hotkey to move to another spell, but nothing was casting because the game was not letting me switch those spells due to the lingering of the animation. It's like things like this that make the game a little bit cumbersome to play, especially when you get to some of the more challenging elements, like the boss battles that occur at the end of each season. As a clever twist, the bosses let you fight enemies who have similar spells, or will summon enemies of that respective season. But they're also a lot more responsive and faster than you are, which really does show how cumbersome the game can be. You've also noticed at this point that when I'm casting a spell, I can't be moving. So this can become a very big point when you have enemies throwing projectiles or casting spells at you, and you're just trying to get a shot off. I would like to see this kind of spell or attack manipulation in another game. It was one of the reasons why I really enjoy Magicka. But because of the linear nature of the campaign, it just prevents us from really taking off until you are several seasons in, which, looking at the stage select screen, shows that there could be a lot to do, but I just don't know if the gameplay is going to be complicated enough or engaging enough to keep players going all the way through to the end. But with that said, let's wrap things up here for Gift of Parthax. It is currently available on, I believe, Steam, and I think maybe a few other sites. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I would like to thank developers for giving me a press key to check out, even though I did have some issues with the game. Be sure to check back for daily discussions on game design here, and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. And until next time, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check back for our regular streaming, most nights at 9:30, 10 EST, and you'll find a schedule linked down below. For a collection of my writings as well as audio casts on design, you'll find that at game-wisdom.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at GWBycer. If you're interested in hanging out and talking about game design topics, we have a Discord channel with the basic tier open to everybody, and that is linked down below as well. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, it is at patreon.com/GWBycer. Your support can help to keep things going and growing, and you can earn rewards such as ad-free versions of our talks, votings for our specific Let's Plays and grab bag streams, and more. But that's it for now. Thanks again for watching. I hope you come back for more great discussions on design here and on GameWisdom.com, where we examine the art and science of games.